Hello, hello, hello. I am Alicia, the heart whisperer. I'm dropping cards all over the place. I wanted to get a message out for you guys today. And let's just get into it and see what the cards have to say. What message do you have for collective today? 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 All right. First out, Three of Wands. I'm getting a feeling of Three of Wands is the ships coming in card. Ace of Wands. Oh my goodness. Oh. Swans energy, story coming together. And the three and the two, the three and the one is giving the Four of Wands, which is the celebration card. I feel like you may have been collective on a bit of a journey, set out on an adventure, set things in motion, and you're waiting for it to come through. And now there's this burst of energy, a gift from the universe that's going to help move this forward. You have now got the High Priestess and the Knight of Swords. This is divinely ordained. If you felt like things were stagnated, things are speeding up. Things are speeding up. Oops. And that's the Hanged Man. So I feel like you had set something in motion. It may have felt like you were, waiting and stagnated and just held back. And that would actually be quite reflected with the astrology that's been happening. And if you've heard of this, I think it's Barbolt's basket, Four of Pentacles, holding on to something. And I don't feel like it was maybe you holding on to something. Maybe it was, but it's kind of giving the feeling that whatever this was needed this timing for it to, this alignment for things to move forward. And you may have had people holding on to you, or maybe you were holding on to some old beliefs that you needed to kind of let go of and process through, take a new perspective on before you were able to charge ahead, charge forward. And this time, she's the High Priestess. She is mistress of the unseen. I feel like your soul and your intuition knew all along, but you may have felt impatient. You may have felt blocked. You may have felt held back. You may have felt just really frustrated. Sometimes when sometimes when you can kind of see things working out for other people, but it's not really happening for you. And you're like, is my vibration just rubbish? Because you hear all the time, just be the change that you want to see in the world, have lots of gratitude, and everything is just going to work out hunky-dory. Well, that's true to a certain extent, but there's a lot more moving parts, and it depends what you're trying to manifest, and it depends what other people are involved. It also depends on, what your chart alignment is. It also depends on what you have agreed to coming into this incarnation. And I feel like with you guys, there's some really big soul meshing that you're moving into. And of course, wands, that's the energy that gets you out of bed in the morning. It's not just passion, but it's that fire. It's that, like, it's your why. Goodness. I'm looking for a cover. The World card. Isn't that beautiful? I feel like, and the World card is a mixture of all of the suits. So there's like it's a card of culmination. It's a card of things coming together, and it's reminding me of that. She's gone, but she used to be mine. She's all of these mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She Used to Be Mine by Sarah Bareilles. I feel like you've been through this really long soul process, especially whatever this is that you were trying to bring forth is very important to you on a heart level and on a soul level. And also, there was a lot of clearing out that needed to be done. Also, a lot of patience, a lot of patience, and a lot of just sitting in the knowing. Like, it's not that you wouldn't have been ready beforehand, but things just weren't lined up for this, whatever this is, to move forward. Now, this could be a divine connection. This could be, your soul mission. This could be anything. This could be your mission with star seeds, for example, with your soul family. Can we know more about this mission? I'm getting this actually came out in reverse. It's the Seven of Wands. I'm getting that you kind of had to defend your position and you kind of had to go it alone for quite a while. You might have had a lot of people pushing against you and not understanding what it was that you were trying to bring through, collective. And the Seven of Wands for me is that, I'm hearing the song, day after day, alone on a hill, a man of 1,000 voices keeping perfectly still. I'm sorry I butchered that. It's the Fool on. I'm hearing the song "The Fool on the Hill" from the Beatles, and then you've got the King of Cups. So that is coming out over the. It's coming out over the Ace of Wands and over the High Priestess. And that is giving mastery of emotion, but also mastery of intuition. So that's a double confirmation that, you were on a soul level, you knew everything was fine and everything was happening. But on 3D, you might have been feeling very frustrated and very held back. But with the world, it's now all coming together. You've got the sun, the Father Earth, Mother Sky, the air, the earth, the cups, and the wands energy. And this is not giving me sneaky. This is giving me that it was being hidden from you for a reason, because you may not have been. You may be someone who things, maybe when you were younger or prior to this period of what seemed like stagnation, things would come easy for you and things would flow very quickly. But we went into a period of real stagnation. And I heard somebody talking about this on YouTube recently as well, that CERN in Switzerland has closed down for 4 years. And part of that is that there's an agreement that it closes down for 4 years because there was so much energy being bombarded at the earth, or in the collective. And what I'm getting from the Seven of Swords is that when there's so much tumultuous energy, I feel like you're incredibly empathetic, that and the High Priestess, but I feel like you're very sensitive as well, and you would absorb, like, it was messing with the collective energy, and you would have been like a shock absorber for some of that. So it might have seemed like while you were holding point for some, like, really how do I want to put it, a balancing point for collective energy, because you're incredibly powerful. You may have agreed to kind of keep this under wraps on a soul level and not really understand, and to go through this time where you would not have had the understanding consciously that this was going on, but intuitively you would have known. But also, if you did know, like, it might have impacted how you showed up. And what I mean by that is it might have impacted your free will in a way where you wouldn't have cleared as much karma. It's reminding me of, when somebody does you dirty, we all know that. And betrayal never comes from strangers. It's always somebody that we hold dear in our heart, because otherwise it probably wouldn't be betrayal, or it wouldn't hurt that way. But it's reminding me that in order to forgive them, that you really need to forgive yourself, but you also have to let it go. And it's not that you're condoning the behavior. And I know I'm saying the words and it's really hard, what I'm saying is that you literally have to process the emotions. You have to get to the point where you are the the unselfish self, not the separate selfish self. You have to transcend that. You have to get to the point where you can wish them well, be it from afar, but you have to get to that point for it truly to be a pure forgiveness. um, and then we've got a card of reflection and healing. So I feel like you needed this time to do a lot of reflection and healing, and you may have had to do a lot of reflection and healing due to things that other people have done to you. Also, people things that people have done to you behind your back. Oh. And to end it, I'm sorry it's such a big crystal, but the sun card. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. I feel like you're coming into a stage where it's just you're shining. The restraints are coming off. You're ready. That's it, pile number collective.